Hello again, everybody, and welcome to part two of Costa Daurada Gems. So, if you remember from the first video, we followed a route, the northern part of the Costa Daurada, starting in Comaruga, working our way down to Torredembara, and finishing here at the lighthouse, where we'll start this route. And again, a long history of habitation here going back to Roman times. And in fact, there are some Roman remains here, of Roman villa, and some Roman baths actually further down towards the coast there. We'll have a little look at the maritime quarter. There's a really nice street going down by the sea here with bars and restaurants and some nice views. And then up to the Castel d'Altafulla, which is part of this sort of medieval network of fortifications, and the castle here dates back to the 11th century, and it's a really nice little town to explore here. It's an old sort of walled town, and some really nice little streets to sort of have a look around there. Um, and then from there, heading inland north, a few country lanes over to the main road, up to our next stop, Vespeia Begaya. And here again, there's the remains or the ruins of an old medieval castle and a chapel as well. It's a really lovely, peaceful spot here with some lovely views, some old medieval houses, and that's also a really nice spot to have a look around. Um, Bit of climbing though, as you can see by the profile, there's some pretty steep stuff, so you will need to bring your climbing legs for this bit, or an e-bike. Up at this point, there is a railway station here at Salamo. There's only about 5 trains a day, so you're kind of playing pot luck as to whether you get there at an appropriate time. A little tool around Lano de Gaia, which is another one of these sort of medieval villages up on a hill, and that's nice. There's a castle here. It's a bit more modern though, from the 19th century, but another nice little town to have a look around. And from there, I mean, I worked my way back to Comaruga, back through Creixell and through a few country lanes along here, which I always enjoy, and finishing at the station here. So let's now come on to the video. So our adventure continues, and we now head on to Altafulla, which is the town adjacent to Torredembara. And first of all, we'll be checking out the maritime quarter. So here it is. There's this nice little drag here down by the sea, and a few bars and restaurants, and a nice bit of beach down here as well. And now we're going to head up the hill to the old town. Now, they had a bit of a street festival going on up here in the centre. This was a holiday weekend, the day after Dia de los Muertos, 1st of November. So they were letting off a few bangers and having a bit of a knees up here. So we'll come up first to have a look at the castle from this side. Lovely bit of topiary there. They even made the hedges look castle-y. And here it is, isn't that a beauty? So the castle itself dates from the mid-11th century, but of course a lot of this will have been built more recently, but it still has that really sort of medieval feel about it. And as you can see here, the castle was recently bought by American billionaire Bruce Wayne. Only joking. Alright, let's have a little look around. We'll come through the town and come round the castle from the other side and also have a look at the church. So coming back through the old town square again, you do still see bits of the old medieval wall, as this was a fortified town back in the day. And there's a bit more of the old wall. It's a really lovely old town to explore, as you can see, and you can roll around these streets. So we're coming around to the other side of the castle now, and also the Church of San Martí, which originates from the early 18th century. It's another one of those churches, unfortunately, that did suffer some damage during the Civil War, but certainly worth a look around inside. Obviously, I'm on my bike, so I won't be doing that today. I mean, I don't normally carry a lock with me on these rides, and even if I were to lock it, I am really, really paranoid after having multiple bikes ripped off over the years. Oh, isn't this lovely? So we'll roll back through town and get on our way. So we roll through some country lanes back towards Daurada, and we're going to get back on the main road. I just love these stone walls. They really glow in the sunshine. So on the main road now, heading north up to Vespeia de Gaia. lads. So coming into the climby bit of the ride now, so prepare yourselves. So dead ahead we've got the town of Lanús de Gaia, but we'll check that out later because right here we're going to be taking a left. Quite a lot of riders out today, and why wouldn't you be? It's lovely out here. So you can see the castle and the chapel on the hill in the distance, but we're going to have to work for it. So making a left here, and this is where the fun really begins. Oh God, it's making my legs hurt just watching it. Alright, nearly there, and it will be worth it, I promise you. Whew. And here we are, there's this little village green, which is where we're going to take a break. So, what am I having? Well, get the shoes off first, I think. These are a nice pair of shoes, but my feet absolutely hate them. Right, it's a banana. Oh, who's this dashing fellow? Okay, one banana to the good. Let's have a look around. Got this lovely terrace here. Imagine living in one of these. And as you can see, this is also a very popular spot with the Borg. So we are in the area known as Baix Gaia, the Gaia being the river to the west of here, and Baix meaning lower. So the castle here dates from the 12th century and is essentially a ruin, but the chapel up here is in very good condition, the Iglesia de San Miquel. As far as I know, this is still a working chapel. And you can fill up your water bottles here if you need to. And
did a bit of a cheeky one here because someone had just opened the gate, so I sneaked in behind them to get this shot, and you can see you've got the graveyard here and some fantastic views. Okay, so let's be on our way. We've got a bit of descending here, and then we'll be climbing again. Fool if you think it's over, because here we go again. Bit of a steep pitch here. Well, that's the hard bit done now, so now we can just enjoy the rides, take in some of these lovely roads in the hills here, and just take a breath. It was a lovely day. As you can see here, we've still got some fine weather, early November. At this point, we're still able to go out in minimal layers, but a few weeks down the line, it did turn cold, but we had another couple of weeks of this. And as you can see, we've got vineyards up here and olive groves, which is a real characteristic of the country. Okay, as I promised earlier, we're going to have a look around La Nou de Gaia. And again, this is another one of those medieval villages, and very nice to have a little explore. But the earliest records of this town, I believe, go back to the early 11th century. So coming up to the Iglesia de Santa Magdalena, I think it's nice they honour Mary Magdalene. She wasn't necessarily a prostitute. I think that just could have been propaganda put around by haters. And coming up ahead is the Castel del Baró de las Cuatro Torres, which, as I said in the intro, is a modern castle built in the 19th century. And here comes the king of the castle. Always be nice to cats. Seize the day. Okay, so into the final furlong. We'll take a right here and we'll be heading back to Comoruga via some nice roads and some country lanes. Ah, fellow mammal. You've got to stick together, you know. He tried to drop me, but I hung around like a bad smell. Doesn't know he's going to be in my video and be famous. Right, hard right here and we'll hit the country lanes. Final section here is quite a popular rat run, so do watch out for the cars here because it can be quite busy. So final bit here, again going through the some country lanes here with some lovely stone walls through the Augustus Forum vineyards. My camera battery is very soon to run out, but just keep going straight and down here to Comoruga and you can get back to San Vicente de Caldes station. So once again, thanks for joining me and see you out on the road.